So first, man, when you think about sequels that just are better than the first, you have Godfather Part 2, Empire Strikes Back, Lethal Weapon 2, and now this Space Jam, A New
Don't
Legacy.
forget Best Man Holiday.
Best Man Holiday, my bad. I think this one is like, I mean, I love Space Jam, but this felt so much like a more heartfelt family story with the kids. I mean, I just loved it. I think it was an amazing job. So I got some congratulations first.
I appreciate that, man. No, that's great to hear. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
How much did technology have to do with a lot? I mean, because now in Space Jam 1, you know, Jordan is live action the whole time, and this time you have animated LeBron, animated and a live action lead. Like, how was that the decision the whole time, or how much did advancement of technology play into how that played out?
I think it's a combination. You know, we wanted to tell a different story. You know, we wanted to be, you know, our own movie, our own identity. You know, I think the decision to do an animated LeBron like just gave us some flexibility because, you know, LeBron got a day job, you know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like a great creative space to be in when you have a 2D animated LeBron James. And so, like, you know, freaking out when he turned out he's a cartoon. So like that was a great moment, and to see him like interact in Toon World as a cartoon, you can fully take advantage of the squash and the stretch and the expressions and whatnot, you know, of an animated, you know, LeBron James. Then you get the bonus of having him live action as well.
Yeah, one of the other things that was great was that you took advantage of Warner Brothers' huge library of content and kind of did like a tour through it. And like, you know, how fun was that as a director to just be able to have all these different assets and IPs that you could use within one film?
I tell you what, it was a great, I mean, their library is so extensive. You don't even realize how much a part of Warner Brothers library life it's been for you. You know what I mean? Like, so like, you know, you know, it was a great thrill to have all that IP at our disposal, but it's tricky because, you know, when we're gathering the tunes back up, you know, what properties are going to make sense, what's going to be funny, what's going to be quick, what's going to be like, you know, have that pop that you want. And, you know, it was a tricky sequence to come in. We had a lot of different iterations of it, you know, before it was all said and done. But we landed on something I thought was all great, you know, with the Matrix, Mad Max, you know, DC World, Wonder Woman, Austin Powers, Rick and Morty, you know, just like a really good, you know, smorgasbord of a mix. And it's only just scratching the surface. Plus, we got to see a lot of their characters at the game as well, like Rucker Park.
Yeah, yeah.
He thinks Algie is his friend. I don't know what else to do.
You gotta win this game and get our son back.
Okay.
It's game time.
Tell me where you at. You know we push you back.
Give me rate LeBron as an actor. Like, I know we've seen him, you know, appear in a couple of movies, but I mean, he's a leading man here, and I mean, give me like how did he do it?
I tell you what, like as a skill set, you know, like just purely like I'd say like a 7.5, 8, something like that. Because it's like that's not his day job, right? It's not something he didn't train to be an actor, but he's been so gifted, and that people will want to hear from him for years. He was 18, he had a camera and a microphone in his face. You know what I mean? So it's just like, you know, he was already had the kind of the training ground, and he's already like an open vessel in terms of a person, you know, and he's a great humanitarian. He loves to have fun. He's funny. He's in touch with his emotions. And so like as a director, that's what you want your actor to be, you know, to be an open vessel and to trust you. That's the main thing. And he has abundance of trust with me. and I had trusted him, and he just, you know, he killed the role, I think.
A lot of great people were at the premiere last night, some NBA stars, but you had your family, you had your dad there, had other people, and you spoke about how your kids were like a good
My focus group, yeah.
focus group. How different was that? I mean, have you been able to do that with anything else with that
No,
you worked on before?
In fact, you know, this was the first premiere that my kids had already been to. You know, they're you know, of the age right now, and finally, you know, I've got a movie that they can all watch together appropriately. You know what I mean? So it was great to share it with them. I mean, of course, in the beginning, my two oldest were like, yeah, I don't know. Like when I was showing them early cuts, because it's really, really super rough when you're first looking at it. My 12-year-old was like, huh. The animation needs to be better, Dad. I'm like, yes, it will be better, Lucas. Don't worry, it's gonna be better. So, and I've shown them some of the movies before, but you know, they're not too impressed with what Dad does. But Lucas, my little one, is like, okay, I'm focused. When he saw, especially when his friends saw, they were like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. You know, so it's really cool to have him you know, engaged that way.
Yeah. How are you getting better as a filmmaker? Right now, you have, I mean, a number of films. I mean, I go way back to Undercover Brother with you and Michael Jenkinson and Damon Lee. All you got that far. But do you feel like you are like, after all these films, that you're in your prime as a filmmaker now?
I think that I am, Jamal. I mean, I tell you what, like I came into this movie very late. And if this had been like my second or third movie, even if I'd had the proper prep time, I wouldn't have been able to do this. You know, it took me 20 years and 10 movies to prepare myself for this moment of making this movie. You know, a two-year process, which I never had done and I never thought I would do. But it was the movie I needed to make. It was the movie that I was supposed to make. And you know, yeah, it prepared me for this moment. So yeah, I am getting better, and I'm still striving to get better, because it's like, you know, the amount of stuff that I learned on this is like, whoa. Like, I mean, there's stuff that I knew and didn't know 2 years ago, and what I know now, like, it's definitely going to prepare me better in the future.
And animation, I mean, how was that for you? That's a different world than you played with before. Like this, do you think you might have some more animated movies coming out? I mean, there needs to be a Space Jam 3 now that this one was so good, but
oh wow. Well, we'll see. Your mouth to God's ears. I mean, look, I love the animation process. I love, you know, the techniques, you know, and I have great appreciation for, you know, the process, you know. I've been interested in animation, but like not like engaging with it. And then when I was approached to do this, I was like, guys, I've never done anything like this before. I've never done VFX, but they were like, you got people that are going to help you. And that was the case. So yeah, I definitely see myself, you know, engaging on a animated movie, visual effects movie for sure. Cause I just, the veil has been lifted, and I'm like, oh, these are just storytelling tools.
yeah, Zendaya and Don Cheadle. I mean, like, and the young cast. I think Sonora. I forget the young actors.
Sonequa the mom.
Yeah. And I mean, like, you this new crop of actors seems like they're really putting their stamp on the industry in this new world of streaming and everything else.
Yeah.
How far do you think we're gonna see Zendaya go? I know like Malcolm and Marie was lightly considered this year, but do you think that, you know, Zendaya is like gonna be like one of our biggest actors ever going forward?
She already is.
Yeah.
She already is, right? Like, she's an amazing talent. She's not only like, you know, a force in front of the camera, but behind the camera as well. You know, she's a great producer. You know, she's a great humanitarian, great philanthropist, you know, activist. And so I think she's going to be a voice for many years to come. And I think she's just scratching the surface of what her talent can be. I mean, you can see it like Space Jam to Malcolm and Marie. I mean, it's been like, you know, and everything in between. Euphoria. I mean, wow, like what an amazing actress.
And last question. I mean, now that you've done this project with LeBron, like, are you a forever season ticket holder to wherever LeBron takes his talents? I mean, do you get some front row seats wherever he's?
I mean, you know, I hope. Like, you know what? Let's put a campaign together. You know what I'm saying? LeBron, wherever LeBron's playing, you get front row seats. I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's probably been quite a few people that have been asking that. But you know, hopefully, if it's a global hit, then like, hey, LeBron, hook up your boy.
Well, I hope if that happens, man, I hope you take me one of these games with you, bro. I love to hang out with you at a game. But again, great project. I was super impressed. I mean, I thought it'd be a good movie, but I had no type of expectation it was gonna be that great of a Space Jam. And I just watched the first Space Jam right before, just to like get like a whole refresher. And I was like, oh yeah, I really love that movie. And then when I see this, it just, I mean, the first 20 minutes, I was blown away.
Oh man, thank you so much. No, look, we're very proud of the movie, and I'm very happy that it spoke to you like that.
Yeah, thank you for your time, Mr. Lee, and we'll talk soon. Can't wait till we see each other again.
Yes, sir, Jamal. Good to see you, brother.